Alright, take 3. Sorry. Take 3 of my top 10 bands of all time. I am an idiot, so, I started rambling about my bracelets. So, let's get to it, shall we? This is my top 10 bands of all time, though I totally said that already. Number 10 is All Time Low. My favorite album of theirs is Nothing Personal. My favorite songs by them would be Weightless, Therapy, and Kids in the Dark. All Time Low, I have to be in the mood to listen to. I really do. They're a bit too poppy for my taste. Well, it's not a bad thing. Pop music's not a bad thing. It depends on what you listen to. And yeah. Sorry, I don't know a lot to say about All Time Low. Oh, and if you want to start listening to alternative music, I would start with them. Because they're not too hard. They're not ridiculously light either. Just listen to them. You'll see why they're pretty good. Number 9 is... Sorry, I forgot for a minute. Paradise Fears. I know they sound like a hipster band, but they are not. So, yeah. My favorite album of theirs, well, it's not really an album, is their Battle Scars EP. My favorite songs by them are Battle Scars, Sanctuary, and Warrior. All songs have impacted me in some way. They are another band to start off with. Along with All Time Low, you could listen to either and still get a nice feel of the alternative world. Go check out Paradise Fears. They're not very well known. They're like a lesser known All Time Low, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. Number 8 is Avenged Sevenfold. Avenged Sevenfold is a different case, but let me do the normal shebang first. Yes, I just said shebang. I understand. If you want to click off this video now. My favorite album of theirs is their self-titled album, and my favorite songs by them are So Far Away, Nightmare, and Afterlife. I couldn't remember for a second. And I do not suggest listening to them first. You can do that if you so please. I do not care. Yet again, I am filming this on the 4th of July, so there are fireworks going off, so do not mind those. They are on the fine line between metal and hard rock. I don't know which to call them, so I just don't call them anything with a lot of these bands. If you really want a wicked vibe, listen to A Piece of Heaven, watch the video while you're at it for bonus points, or Nightmare. Nightmare is really good. Yeah. And if you want a song that'll make you start crying, or listen to So Far Away, or Dear God. Dear God's it's pretty long. There's a lot of instrumentation in it, but I personally like it. Sorry, I have an itch. Anyways, number 7, Marilyn Manson. My favorite album from Marilyn Manson is The Golden Age of Grotesque, which is also in my top 10 albums list. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm very itchy. I have a mosquito bite. Otherwise, my favorite songs by him are This Is the New Shit, Saint with the S in parentheses, and because ditch the S because I am an ain't. That is a lyric. And Mob Scene. Sorry. I'm an idiot. Like I said, I do not recommend starting with them. I really don't. And if you want to listen to an album, listen to Golden Age of Grotesque. Just do it. You won't deny it. Listen to them if you so please, though I do not recommend yet again, I do not recommend starting with them. Number 6 is Sum 41. They are the epitome of punk, or at least for me. My favorite album of theirs is Underclass Hero. My favorite songs by them are With Me, Pieces, and Still Waiting. I call them the definition of grunge punk, or at least that's me. Everyone has their own definition of it. Though this seemed like a very immature 90s rock band, I don't see them that way. I see them as having songs for either being very meaningful. If you want that, listen to the song Underclass Hero and the album for bonus points. But there are still songs that are just out of good fun, called like Ma Poubelle. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, I can't get enough of them. You could definitely start off with them if you're into gonna be a more punk person, like a very grungy punk person. Number 5 is Blink-182. My favorite album of theirs is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Sorry, I was making sure I read the title right. I actually like the album. I'm not a faker for that. My favorite songs by them are Stay Together for the Kids, Adam's Song, and What's My Age Again. Yes, they're a very typical band to listen to for a punk rock kid. I know, I'm aware of this. They're classic for the late 90s. They're classic. Otherwise, a lot of their songs are, or if not all, are pretty relatable no matter what you think. Like, Stay Together for the Kids is about divorce, which I've been through twice, actually. What's My Age Again is about not wanting to grow up, because no one wants to grow up. They want to be a kid forever, which unfortunately we're not all going to be kids forever. And Adam's Song is about depression, which I thought I had at one point. I would definitely recommend listening to them. They are a great starter as well. It's like Pokemon. There's a starter Pokemon, then there's a legendary Pokemon, i.e. Marilyn Manson, that you should not start off with. Sorry, I am a Pokemon freak as well. Number 4 is Marianas Trench. You either know about them or you don't. Anyways, my favorite album of theirs is Fix Me. My favorite songs by them are Skin and Bones, Ever After, and One Love. Like I said, you either know them or you don't, and I don't blame you for either. The best thing about this band is all their albums are different. Their first album is one great, which is Fix Me. It is extremely punky. It has a lot of punk in it, but it has just enough rock to give you a good vibe. Their second album, also known as Masterpiece Theater, has a lot more. It has plenty. What am I gonna say? Anyway, it is very theatrical. I was trying not to use that word because I already said theater once. But yet, it still has the same vibes as Fix Me. Shoot, this is getting 9 minutes long. Whoops. Anyway, Ever After, that album is more pop punk than anything, but it has all the same elements as the first two, but with more of a twist to it, with like transitions and stuff. And it's an album you can't listen to on shuffle. We all have those. Like, You can't listen to Wretched and Divine on shuffle. You can't listen to Ever After on shuffle. Their more recent album, Astoria, which is super great, has all those three combined, but a lot more theatricality, like I was saying. So I definitely recommend listening to Mariana's Trench. They are a great starter as well. I'm going to stop myself before I reference more Pokemon, because according to some people, Pokemon's lame, when, to be honest, they're just jealous of Pokemon masters like myself. Yet again, I ranted about Pokemon, though I said I wasn't going to rant about them. Whoops. Sue me. Anyway, number 3 for the obvious list is Still Not Getting Any from Simple Plan. Sorry, I put that in the wrong order. Simple Plan, and my favorite album of theirs is Still Not Getting Any. Sorry, I just did the albums video, and it's confusing me. My favorite songs by them are Welcome to My Life, Astronaut, and Your Love is a Lie. They are what got me into the whole alternative scene, which is not a bad scene to get into, obviously. Unless, I'm going to rant about that later. Yeah. They have songs for every occasion. If you feel like if you're crying, if you want songs that are going to make you cry, the song Save My Life and Perfect are going to make you sob. And the ones that make you feel unstoppable and badass are, well, one makes you dance. Okay, let me rephrase this. There's one that makes you want to dance, which is Loser of the Year, which is outstanding. And, sorry, I'm a little tired. And Me Against the World just makes you feel badass. I am very rambly in all of these videos. I am sorry about that. Number 2, Black Veil Brides. Yep. My favorite album of theirs is We Stitch These Wounds, though that was said in that video that you should probably watch. Anyway, my top 3 songs by them, again, I sound like a broken record here, are Perfect Weapon, Ritual, and Wretched and Divine. Yet again, my legs are getting uncomfortable. I don't have a genre for them, so I'm not going to place them in one. People describe them as metalcore or hard rock. I'm leaning towards hard rock, but yet again, I do not really give them a genre. I don't label them as one. Anyways, pluses of listening to Black Veil Brides: 1, all the sexy faces that are on my shirt right now. You can't really see that, but they're there, and they're, like I said, sexy. Yet again, I never said that. Yet again, there's songs for every occasion, so Wretched and Divine, if you feel really badass. Songs are going to make you cry are Carolyn and Savior. I don't really need to explain myself a lot. Oh, what did I say oh for? I'm not missing anything. And, inspiring. Listen to Ritual. Just do it. Ritual's just gonna inspire you and make you feel a little better about yourself. Here again, you know how this goes. Honorable mentions. They would include 3 Days Grace, Imagine Dragons, that's my flashback to 7th grade, where I was in love with their Night Visions album and still kind of am. Falling in Reverse, and I'm also really in love with their debut album, The Drug in Me Is You. I'm trying to force myself not to sing Caught Like a Fly. Really good song, you should listen to it if you haven't already. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, mainly for their Don't You Fake It album. Also for the song Face Down, which is on that album. A Day to Remember. I don't listen to them often, but yeah. Oh, and a band I started listening to recently, which is Breaking Benjamin. So yeah, those were the honorable mentions, and now for the main event. My favorite band of all time is My Chemical Romance. Easily. My favorite album of theirs is 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, also number 1 on my favorite albums list. My favorite songs by them are Helena, I'm Not Okay, and Disenchanted. They were the band after I listened to Simple Plan a lot that led to a lot of other bands on this list. MCR led me to Black Veil Brides, which are obviously my second favorite. Anyways, sorry for 2 things. Sorry I'm tired. 2, that you had to see the inside of my mouth. Anyhow. Yeah. Brain fart. Whoops. Now everyone clicked off because I said brain fart like a person. Censorship. A+. JK. I have a sailor's mouth. I've been ranting for like a minute. I need to stop. I don't understand how one could go from drowning lessons and stuff like drowning lessons and Sunsets over Monroeville to brilliant, well, those 2 songs are also pretty brilliant, and to other brilliant songs like Welcome to the Black Parade, the classic, and the one that no one can listen to without getting major PTSD from March 22nd, 2013. Anyway, sorry I had to mention that again. I mentioned that in a different video. Whoops. Oh, and Sleep is also good. Danger Days is definitely a good way to go out. I know what people are thinking. What about conventional weapons? I do not speak of that. Anyways, it's the one album I do not like. You can sue me. I do not care. Wow, this is longer than the first take. Whoops, I don't care. Otherwise, Danger Days was definitely a good way of going out. Hopefully we could see them again in 3 years, or as rumored, which I will be so happy if they do. That was the end of this video. You know the routine. I don't care if you comment. I don't care if you like. I don't care if you subscribe. No one's watching this anyway. Burp. Sorry. And it's 10:30 at night and I need to go to sleep. So long. Good night.